Hey there everyone. I wanted to do kind of an update to a video I had done a couple days back. I took an opportunity to map out who we had for the rest of the year color-wise on Legendary Heroes. And so this is kind of like an update version to that. Before, we knew we had a blue this month. We knew there might be a red, but we weren't sure on the colorless aspect of October. And then green was still up for grabs in December, and we knew that we were going to get a colorless in November. But now that we have the notes from this September's Legendary Hero banner, you can see we got some new info. So Ike is coming back in late January. We got Tiki returning in late January as well, so that's post-December. So we're starting to build up 2019, the first month in 2019 here. We have Hector returning in late December, which was the green that we thought was going to be in December, but it turns out it's actually going to be colorless now. And then Robin's coming back in late October. So now we know there were two kind of debatable ones. November had been locked up, as was September. October had a red and a possible colorless that we weren't really sure on. Now we know that Robin's coming back for the colorless spot in October, and we definitely have a red legendary hero next month. And again, I'll do like a prediction video on that when it gets close to the time. But it's interesting that December was locked up with Hector, and typically I personally thought we'd see a repeat of Robin in December for the colorless spot. Or a repeat of whoever was in November that shows up. I know they normally take a gap of some time between showing up again for the Legendary Heroes first month. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. So here we have kind of an interesting thing. We've only had one colorless unit for so long. And now we're looking at two in a row, unless they do some weird thing where we have a colorless unit repeat itself in December, which is curious. I guess we'll find out in October. We know we're getting a new one in November. That much is clear. If at the end of the October Legendary banner it says Robin will reappear in December, then I guess we'll know. But the way it currently stands, it looks very indicative that we're going to have two colorless Legendary Heroes back-to-back at the end of the year for November and December. So that's interesting. I find that very interesting. You can see the chart down here, or over here, I guess. I scrolled, you didn't. We're still missing an earth hero, a fire hero, a wind hero, and two water heroes. And again, the elementals, they don't really play a part in the colors. There would appear to be a pattern, but there's not. I mean, every elemental typically has one of each color except wind. The wind elemental heroes, we have two greens, one's a tome, one's a bow. But that's the curious thing, right? Because colorless, you can have a variety of units if you're looking at green, for example. You can have a green dagger, you can have a green bow, you can have an axe, you can have a tome. And the same goes for red and blue, but it's weird because colorless only really has three things. You got bows, you got daggers, you got dragon stones. That's it. And when I'm thinking of legendary units, like sure, dragon units come to mind. I don't necessarily know of who we have right here. I don't know that anybody else really fits the bill that well in terms of a bow or dagger unit for colorless. Like Marth status bow user, Lucina status dagger user. I guess it makes the guessing a little easier, but it's also a little perplexing because the pool of options I feel like are not as high. And plus, you know, in terms of like alts, I guess the alt for Bow is kind of common. I mean, we got a Lucina and a Lin alt for Bow. But I just feel like nobody really gets a dagger alt in a promoted class. You know what I mean? So, for what it's worth, that's kind of what we're looking at. Again, unless they do a repeat in like November or December or whatever, we still have, you know, 5 legendary heroes to fill out. They will definitely fill this chart out before they start repeating, I think. Or introduce new heroes, or whatever. Like, they're gonna finish the chart before they start a new chart, and I can't really see them doing anything outside of, like, they have to complete the chart. If they don't complete the chart, my OCD is gonna like go off the map. But I mean, for what it's worth, it's interesting that we always have, like, you know, so many units of each color, and you know, we've got 16 of those. So for what it's worth, I mean, that's what we're looking at. That is the end of the year right there. We got a red unit in October, and then back-to-back colorless units in November and December. I don't really know what they're gonna be, who they're gonna be. The red one is up for a lot of contention. I mean, we're looking at units like Roy, Xander, maybe a Corrin alt with sword, red bow, Alm. Like, there's a lot of potential for red. Colorless, not so much, which is interesting. It's very curious. I'm very curious about all of this, and I don't know what we're gonna be seeing. So I guess if you guys want, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think would be a good colorless unit? We've only got one, and she's a Dragonstone. And technically, you know, we have Bow and Dagger that are still in colorless units. So there's that. I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But again, that's the end of the year. That's what it looks like. That's the update to the video I did a couple days back. So wildly speculate in the comments if you so choose. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.